In this crazy, fast-paced world we're all living in, it's so easy to feel completely overwhelmed, right? But what if you had a toolkit, one crafted by some of the most brilliant minds out there to help you not just get by, but actually thrive? Well, that's exactly what we're going to build today. We're going to pull together the wisdom of an absolute dream team of thinkers into a practical guide for modern life. So let's jump right in. Just think about that for a second. A survival guide put together by a supergroup of the world's top psychologists and strategists. The cool thing is, we don't have to imagine. We've brought together 5 incredible minds to create that very guide. And right now, we're going to unpack their most essential tools one by one. All right, our first tool comes from psychologist Angela Duckworth, and it's called grit. Think about that entrepreneur who grinds for years before their big idea finally takes off, or the athlete who just trains relentlessly for one single moment of glory. Yeah, that is grit in action. It's this potent combination of passion and sheer perseverance, all aimed at your most important long-term goals. Next up, we have psychologist Carol Dweck, and she gives us the growth mindset. And this is a total game changer. It's the simple but profound belief that our abilities aren't just carved in stone. So instead of thinking, I'm just not good at this, you start saying, I'm not good at this yet. That tiny shift changes everything, turning big challenges from scary threats into amazing opportunities to get better. Okay, so you want grit and a growth mindset, but how do you actually get them? Well, according to researcher Brené Brown, it all starts with vulnerability. And let's get one thing straight. This is not weakness. It's the courage to try something new, even when you know you might fail. It's about being willing to be seen, even when you're not perfect. Because without that courage, you can't push through challenges or really learn from your mistakes. So having the right mindset is awesome, but how do you put it into practice every single day? That's where a guy like Tony Robbins comes in. His whole focus is on creating practical strategies and disciplined habits. It's all about making technology and really all the tools in your life work for you instead of against you, and turning those big, ambitious goals into concrete, daily actions. And for our final tool, we turn to psychologist Daniel Goleman and his concept of emotional intelligence. Think about it. We live in a world of emails, texts, and Zoom calls, and it's so easy for wires to get crossed. Emotional intelligence is your secret weapon. It's your ability to understand your own emotions, manage them, and empathize with others. It's absolutely key to navigating our increasingly digital world. All right, so we've met our dream team and their powerhouse ideas. Now, let's really lock it all in. We're going to define each of these 5 essential tools and see how they click together to create this powerful, integrated system for crushing it in modern life. First up, grit. Look, if your biggest goal is like a cross-country road trip, grit is the engine. It's not about a short burst of speed. It's that sustained power that keeps you chugging along day after day, year after year, through all the inevitable potholes and detours. Next is the growth mindset. Seriously, think of this as your brain's operating system. It's the software that reframes literally every experience you have. With growth mindset, a failure isn't some final judgment on you. Nope, it's just data. A challenge isn't a threat, it's a chance to level up. Every single experience, good or bad, becomes fuel for your growth. Then we have vulnerability, and I really want to hammer this home. This is not about being weak. It's the absolute source of courage. It's having the guts to actually say, hey, I don't know the answer, or I could really use some help here. That kind of authenticity is what builds deep, trusting relationships and gives you the resilience to take risks and grow. Tool number 4 is emotional intelligence, or EQ. You can think of this as your social GPS. It's what helps you read the room, and it doesn't matter if that room is a physical boardroom or a virtual Zoom call. When your EQ is high, you can communicate with real impact, build stronger connections, and navigate even the most complex social situations with grace. And last but not least, practical strategies. This is where it all becomes real. It's where the rubber meets the road. This is how you take these amazing abstract ideas like grit and a growth mindset and actually bake them into your daily life through solid routines and disciplined habits. So when you put it all together, you can really see how these tools just lock into place to create this amazing system. Just look at the breakdown here. Grit gives you that long-term drive. The growth mindset makes sure you're learning from every step. Vulnerability builds the trust and courage you need to keep going. EQ helps you navigate your relationships. And the practical strategies, well, they create the daily momentum. This isn't just a list of nice ideas. It's a complete operating system for success. Okay, so we've got our 5 essential tools. Awesome. But what do we do with them? Let's put them to the test with a challenge I'm pretty sure we all face: navigating digital overwhelm. Oh man, we all know this feeling, don't we? That endless doom scrolling, the constant ping, ping, ping of notifications, the nonstop pressure of comparing our lives to everyone else's on social media. It's a perfect recipe for distraction and anxiety, and it's the perfect breeding ground for a fixed mindset, where we're always measuring ourselves against others and feeling like we're just not enough. And this is exactly where our toolkit becomes a lifesaver. It all starts with that mindset shift we talked about. Look at this example. If you get a negative comment online, a fixed mindset just spirals into, "I'm a failure." But a growth mindset, it asks, "Okay, what can I learn from this feedback?" That simple question changes the entire game. So what's the game plan? Here it is. First, you anchor yourself with grit. Get crystal clear on your long-term goal, so technology becomes a tool to serve you, not a master that distracts you. Then you use a growth mindset to reframe every setback as just data. You embrace vulnerability to connect with people authentically, not just through perfectly curated posts. And finally, you use practical strategies to design your digital world, like actually scheduling tech-free time to disconnect and recharge. All right, so this toolkit isn't a one-trick pony. It can also help us tackle another huge modern challenge: how to actually thrive in the new world of hybrid work, where the lines between home and office are blurrier than ever. One of the biggest dangers of hybrid work is straight up burnout and feeling isolated. I mean, when your office is also your living room, how are you supposed to ever really switch off? Without those clear boundaries, it's way too easy to find ourselves feeling completely exhausted and like we're always on. Okay, so here's your playbook for making hybrid work actually work. You got to lean on those practical strategies, like setting firm start and end times for your workday. It demands high emotional intelligence to communicate with empathy when you can't see someone's body language. For leaders, it means modeling vulnerability by being open about your own struggles. And it all circles back to grit, staying connected to your purpose, because that's the ultimate source of motivation. This all points to something even bigger. This toolkit isn't just about you surviving your day-to-day. It's actually the blueprint for a whole new and much more effective style of leadership, one that's built on a foundation of empathy and authenticity. Yeah, the best leaders today, they live and breathe this stuff. They're using Goleman's ideas on emotional intelligence to really understand and connect with their teams. They're embracing Brown's take on vulnerability to build real, deep trust. They're championing Dweck's growth mindset to create a culture where it's safe to experiment, fail, and learn. And they inspire the whole team with Duckworth's grit, keeping everyone focused on that big, long-term vision. This is how you build an organization that's resilient, innovative, and built on trust. So there you have it, a powerful toolkit with 5 absolutely essential instruments for thriving in modern life. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it? Out of all these tools, grit, growth mindset, vulnerability, EQ, and practical strategies, which one will you pick up and start sharpening first?